Hey, this is Trader Travis, and in this video, what you're going to learn are what I feel are some of the biggest mistakes that people make in options trading. If you can avoid this biggest mistake, what you'll do is avoid losing $108,000 like this one trader did. Now, the biggest mistakes that I see in options trading are when people choose to learn by experience instead of learning by wisdom. Now, there are two particular ways you can learn. You can learn by wisdom or you can learn by experience. One is cheaper on the front end, but more expensive when all is said and done. And the other is more expensive on the front end, but winds up being cheaper overall. For example, I paid roughly $9,000 to sign up for a course that was going to teach me how to trade stock options. Now, at the time, I was broke, and I actually had to put the money on one of the only credit cards I had that wasn't maxed out. But one of the mentors I had at that moment, this particular mentor, what he did was help me see that the $9,000 I paid, it wasn't for the education. It was actually for the 20 years this guy was saving me. Because to learn everything that was taught in that course, it would have probably took me as many 20 plus years like it took that guy. 20 plus years of trial and error. And in that course, I also learned some of the most common mistakes that people have in trading and how to avoid them. Now, these were mistakes I would have made for sure that I didn't take the course. But because I took that course, I knew what the mistakes were up front. And so I had a choice on whether or not I wanted to avoid those mistakes. Now, the other choice I could have had, or the other route I could have taken, was I could have taken the grassroots route and just learned for free by scouring the web and trying to put together my own option strategies and techniques. Now, it certainly would have been cheaper than compared to paying $9,000, but also would have lost a ton of money in the process. And that's just, the nature of how trial and error works. You usually have a ton of failures until you find that winning combination. And that's what I meant by learning from experience. But by signing up for an options course, what I did was I learned from somebody who's been there and done that. And that's what I consider learning by wisdom. And in doing so, I discovered the ultimate success formula. Find someone who's already done what you want to do and just follow in their footsteps. Now, again, it costs more on the front end, but you also don't waste a ton of money trying to figure out what doesn't work. And believe it or not, this is also the formula that a single wealthy person I know follows. So what I want to do is let me show you two real life examples of how this plays out. Here's what happens when a person signs up for a course, training, coaching, anything, and then ignores the advice given. So let me log into my email right quick and show you a couple of emails I received from two separate traders. Now, the first email I received, to give you a little lead in here, I receive a ton of emails from people. Traders who are in losing trades and are like, help, I'm in a losing trade. Can you help me out? And let me give you a tip here. It's a little bit too late to help somebody after that, at that point. You should get the help beforehand because you shouldn't, ultimately find yourself in that situation. But here's an email I received, someone who had lost money, and I was checking up, pretty much to see, what was going on with them. And here's their response, and here's what they said. It says, thanks for your concern and appreciate your email. This person was saying they discontinued a service because of losing $70,000 since last January, which is a huge amount for them. I think $70,000 is a huge amount for anybody. And so further below, you see that this person says, I lost so much money. Why I lost so much money, you might ask. Well, the first 3 months I made 38 grand in profit. Then I started trading whimsically, ignoring the solid information I required in the class and for Market Club. I ended up losing all of the profit plus $70,000. So that's about $108,000. I now trade with $5,000 from Follow Market Club's trade triangle information. Now, that person did not learn that type of trading from any course I lead, much less Market Club, because I'm a member of Market Club and I know the information that Adam teaches. He pretty much, I would say, since Adam has been around longer than us, I would say our course mirrors what Adam teaches, and that's a responsible, mature approach to managing your money, where you have discipline and patience, none of that erratic, trying to get rich in a year kind of approach. And so what I want to do is show you a result of a person who chose to listen and chose to learn by the wisdom route, okay? And his email, you'll read it here. It says, Travis, you showed me the right way to trade, as well as alternative tools that can enhance my trading, such as Market Club. If Market Club went belly up, I would still be able to make money. I'm so incredibly grateful and thank you for doing coaching and trade school. And further down here, you'll see why this person is particularly pretty excited. They started with $35,000 in an IRA, and today it's at 80 grand. You see down here in another separate account they had $12,000, and now that account was growing quickly, and it's now at $23,000. So this is an example of learning by wisdom, learning from somebody that's been there, done that. And I followed up with this person. Those kind of extreme results, first, I would say they're not typical. Results show that typically people buy books, don't read them, sign up for programs, and don't implement what they learn. So what you see here is the result of somebody who actually took action. All right. So unless you put in the effort, you take action, those kind of results you just saw where that person made, 83, their account is now up to $83,000. That's only possible if you actually follow a proven system. But the other result, you saw that the person lost $108,000. You heard it. I mean, this person was honest with themselves and said, I didn't follow the advice. It's like telling a kid not to touch the stove, because it's hot. Some kids just have to touch the stove anyway. And so what you do is you have a choice. Do you want to be the person who increases their account up to 83 grand and kept it? I followed up with this person to make sure they kept it. Or do you want to be the person who made $38,000 and then wind up losing that and some? So one of the takeaways you can get from these examples is that you can make consistent profits trading options, but it's going to depend on your ability to remove yourself and your personality quirks from the equation. Essentially, mastering the art of trading, it's like an exercise in mastering yourself and your emotions. Making a ton of money with options, it's in a very short period of time. It's possible. Now, it's highly unlikely, but it is possible. But that extreme possibility, it also works in the opposite. You can lose all of your money in a short period of time because of the leveraged nature of options. So it's very important to, one, manage your trades, and then two, don't risk too much of your money on any one trade. If you're risking something like a small amount, like 1% of your total account on one trade, sometimes you can have as many as 100 losing trades in a row before you can completely blow out your account and lose all your money. And so you have enough time to catch yourself before you get in that position where you lose like 108 grand. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to lose that much money because the biggest mistakes, they can be avoided. When I first started trading, I was an idiot and I paid the price of my stupidity. Essentially, I paid the price so others that follow me, they don't have to. And here's another thing I learned the hard way. All the advice in the world, it can't help you if you choose not to follow it. So before I leave you, I just want to recap and ask you not to forget the ultimate success formula. And that's to find someone who has already done what you want to do and just follow in their footsteps. It may be more expensive on the front end, but here's a pleasant trade-off. You get to have more time to live the life of your dreams. And I promise that sure beats 20 years of trial and error with no guarantee that you will ever discover what really works. So you take care, and I'll talk to you soon.